You meet someone wonderful, things build, and then, almost involuntarily, you start pulling back. You find a flaw you hadn't noticed before. You get busy, you go quiet, and you can't explain why. Because it wasn't a decision. Nothing happened. No one hurt you. And yet here you are, creating distance from someone you actually want, watching yourself do it, unable to stop. What we know from the research is that this isn't commitment phobia. It isn't emotional unavailability. There is a very specific mechanism running here, one that researchers have been mapping for nearly 30 years. And once we walk you through what it actually is, you'll never unsee it in yourself or in anyone you love. In this video, we're going to look at what's driving the avoidant push-pull, not the surface behavior, but the nervous system logic underneath it. We'll look at why the usual explanations miss the real mechanism, what the research shows is actually happening, and why the person an avoidant pushes away hardest is almost always the person they want most. Before we go further, if this is your first time here, we share relationship psychology research every week that most people never encounter. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you want to understand your own attachment patterns specifically, we've built a free attachment style quiz over at magneticchemistry.com. Link in the description. Takes about 3 minutes and gives you a personalized breakdown. Now, back to the mechanism. There is a particular kind of shame that comes with this pattern. It's not the shame of hurting someone intentionally. It's the shame of watching yourself hurt someone while feeling completely unable to stop. The relationship is good, maybe the best one you've had, and something in you keeps finding reasons to leave. You focus on a flaw that suddenly seems unbearable. You start thinking about an ex, not because you want to go back, but because that memory starts to feel safer than what's right in front of you. You take longer to reply. You cancel with a reason that technically makes sense. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a voice keeps asking, what is wrong with me? Here's what we want to say to that question. Nothing is wrong with you, but something is running, something that developed long before this relationship, and understanding what it is changes everything. What we know from attachment research is that this pattern, the involuntary pullback, the fault-finding, the creeping distance, isn't random. Researchers have cataloged these behaviors precisely. Once we explain what's happening in the nervous system, the whole thing starts to make a different kind of sense. In 1997, researchers Fraley and Davis published foundational work on what they called deactivating strategies. These are the specific behaviors that people with dismissive avoidant attachment use, largely without awareness, to suppress the activation of their attachment system when intimacy gets too close. The attachment system is the part of the brain that drives us toward closeness. In most people, when someone they care about comes closer, that activation feels good. In dismissively avoidant individuals, that same activation triggers a competing response. The closer someone gets, the more the nervous system reads it as a threat. The deactivating strategies are the automatic answer to that threat signal. Fraley and Davis cataloged them precisely, focusing on a partner's flaws in a way that seems disproportionate to those flaws, idealizing a past relationship as a mental exit route, emotional withdrawal right at the moments when intimacy is deepening. None of these feel like strategies. They feel like realizations. The mind generates reasons that feel completely genuine because the strategy is not conscious. It is downstream of a nervous system response that happened before the thought did. Meet Marcus. He is 34 and 4 months in with Sienna. Things have been genuinely good. And then, around month 3, he starts noticing she chews loudly at dinner. He had not noticed before. Then memories of his ex start surfacing. But now they are soft, rose-tinted. He texts Sienna back slower. He tells himself he just needs space. He cannot explain why a good relationship suddenly feels like it is closing in. Marcus is not falling out of love. His deactivating strategies have engaged, not because anything went wrong, but because something went right. This is exactly what Fraley and Davis predicted. Stay with us, because what the research shows about who avoidants push away hardest is counterintuitive in a way that tends to reframe the entire pattern. Quick question before we keep going. When a relationship starts going genuinely well, do you tend to pull toward it and get more invested? Or do you find yourself pulling back, creating distance even when nothing is wrong? Drop A for pull toward or B for pull back in the comments. We read every single one. And if you want to go deeper on attachment patterns, we have written about this on the blog at magneticchemistry.com, link in the description. Now, the counterintuitive part. Here is what separates this from ordinary avoidance. Research consistently shows that the deactivating response is proportional to the depth of the connection. The stronger the attachment, the harder the nervous system works to suppress it. Which means the person an avoidant pulls away from most aggressively is not someone they are indifferent to. It is almost always someone they genuinely want. Not the mediocre relationship, the exceptional one. The one where something real started to form. If you have ever watched someone with this pattern shut down right at the moment of genuine closeness, this is why. The defense does not fire for relationships that do not matter. It fires for the ones that do. The night Sienna tells Marcus she loves him, he goes very quiet. Something in his chest locks. Not because he does not feel anything, but because he does. And everything in his nervous system reads that feeling as danger. He tells her he is tired. He goes to bed early. Sienna lies awake wondering what she did wrong. She did not do anything wrong. She did something right. And his nervous system could not tolerate it. Here is the third piece, and it answers the question we opened with. Why does the threat of real love trigger the very behavior that destroys it? Studies using implicit measurement tools show that avoidant individuals have the same depth of attachment need as anyone else. The need for closeness is not absent. It is actively suppressed. Avoidant people are not emotionally unavailable. That framing misses the mechanism. What the research describes is emotionally defended, a surplus of protective response. The feelings exist. The nervous system is working overtime to make sure they do not get expressed. Which means this is a completely different problem, and it points toward a completely different path forward. Dismissive avoidant attachment forms most reliably in early environments, where emotional expression did not reliably produce connection, where reaching for closeness was met with withdrawal or emotional flatness from a caregiver. The child concludes the need itself is the problem. The nervous system learns to suppress the need before it surfaces. And over enough time, that suppression stops feeling like a defense. It starts feeling like personality. Here is the reframe. Understanding that avoidant behavior is a nervous system defense, not a character flaw, not proof that someone does not care, changes what is actually possible. The deactivating strategies are not evidence that you do not want connection. They are evidence that your system learned to protect itself at a cost it could not fully account for at the time. And systems that learn something can learn something different. The research is genuinely hopeful here. Attachment patterns are not fixed. The suppression that developed in one relational environment can shift in a different one, specifically in relationships where emotional expression is met with consistency rather than withdrawal, where closeness does not produce abandonment. It is not a fast process, but it begins with catching the deactivating strategy as it happens, the fault finding, the phantom X, the emotional pullback, and naming it for what it actually is, not a conclusion about the relationship, a nervous system response to something that feels, at the deepest level, like it might actually be real. Understanding this conceptually is valuable. Understanding your specific pattern Where it shows up, what your particular deactivating strategies look like, is where something actually shifts. We have built a free attachment style quiz over at magneticchemistry.com that gives you a personalized breakdown. Takes about 3 minutes. Completely free. The link is in the description. Take it after this video. You might be surprised what it shows you. If this video resonated, it is worth sitting with why. Whether you are watching because you recognize this in yourself, or because you are trying to understand someone you love, the mechanism is the same. The defended heart is still a heart. In the next video, we are looking at what happens when anxious and avoidant attachment collide, why these two styles find each other with near magnetic consistency, and what makes the dynamic between them so much harder to break than either pattern alone.